Did you know that what you don't use, you lose? You know, my work has always been for me and for you. Who wants it? And my sharing comes from all my years of research and application, attaining what I desired and living how I choose to live and doing what feels right for me. And this whole thing about you're evolving isn't true. All of this, humanity's moving into the next level of no, I mean, it's all mind. That's just mind. That's mind. And then you got the science, and you got to do the drugs, and then the operations, and then the this and the that, and all of this. What everybody's doing is doing something to try to make themselves better. Anybody says we're going to make the world a better place, there's nothing wrong with the world. And when saying we're going to make you better, better and worse, these are dualities, these are words. And notice the words that you use to identify yourself with. Those are just sounds. And it's a misuse of cosmic sound. It's a misuse of the divine. Because when we believe that there's something wrong with us, or there's something missing, or we're not good enough, or we don't have enough, or that we die, that we're less than and others are more. I mean, all of this is basically local traffic. Has nothing to do with who we really are. And it takes, in a sense, a lot of courage to be yourself, because the others people are out there. It's like being bitten to death by ducks. You're bumping into people every day, every moment, that are there with all of these beliefs, all these concepts, all of these standards and ideals, and all that they've learned, and how they pride themselves on what they know. They think they know something. But what they don't know is about themselves and who they are. And always about, you're going to get better, you're going to evolve, we're moving to the next step in the evolution of humanity. Look how worse off it is all the time. And you realize that, and you can see what's going on. Because you see, originally, in its natural state of the divine, you don't have to work. No. But you play in the garden. But you would also, any kind of work, in a sense, would be of assisting others. You see, of giving. And what happens is, when people believe they don't have, they're misers. And they live in fear. And the more they have, the more fear they have. That's why you see people who are billionaires and trillionaires and blah, blah. That's not who they are. They're not that. This is all the stuff they've accumulated to protect themselves, to get their 5 cents, to do whatever they want to be doing. And what happens is then other people judging and evaluating and looking at it always think, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not thin enough, fat enough, tall enough. I'm not the right sex. I'm not the right color. This isn't you. This is all about a shoe convention. It's about skin. It's about bones. It's about blood. It's about the body, you see. And we already have a divine spiritual body, fully complete, with nothing missing. And when we believe there's something missing in us, we're running around trying to find it in somebody else, that we're going to get it from them because they've got it. And what do they have? Well, they have the attention that I need. They have the approval that I'm looking for. They have the permission that I want to get. They've got the validation that's going to make me okay and good and better. And then I can sit around and find fault with people who are actually giving to me and helping me in some way, you see. And what we're doing is because people don't want to be wrong. So they have to find themselves to make others wrong so they could feel right. And envy's the disease of humankind. It's a disease that's based on scarcity, on lack and limitations, and that you're not good enough, you don't have enough. Because see, everything keeps as a distraction. So running after to get more, to be better, and to find fault and comparison and judging and evaluating and criticizing, nastiness. All the time. This is how people are living. And then you're bumping into people all the time. They've got all of this stuff that they are projecting on you because they're completely ignorant. They have no idea who they are or what's going on. And then I remember when I was living in India and I was serving my teacher there, Haridas Shastri, Maharaj Babaji. And a long time, but Babaji is just a name that's given to all senior men as a word of acknowledgement, of appreciation. As a Babaji, it means a very friendly term of an older person. But anyway, one day I was there, and there were these two women that had heard was a great saint, and really great saints aren't known by their suffering. They're known by their bliss and their joy and their service and their natural divine abilities. So anyway, they were watching to see if he could levitate, and he'd do all these things. He's just in taking care of cows. Well, he can't be a saint. He's just like everybody else. Well, that person can't. They say the prophets never appreciated in their own town. Somebody will come out, well, you used to know something, but I don't think you know anything anymore. It's like it's all this stuff in people's minds. And the key is what you don't use, you lose. And what we focus on is what we get, because all we do is succeed. We're always successful. There is no failure in our experience. You always get what you expect. You always get what you're focusing on, and if you're run by the fear of loss and lack and limitation, and that justifies miserliness, that justifies fear, that justifies cruelty, because maybe in your portfolio what you've got in your stocks are things that are killing animals and humans and disease and all of this stuff, but you don't touch that because that's my business. That's your karma, dear. That's what you're doing. But no, see, we have to look at that most people are so forgetful of who they really are. And the real key is to remember. And my work is like you've got to remove your objections to be who you really are. And that's not difficult in the sense when you know how it operates, but most people have no idea how it operates because they're going out into the fields of psychology or psychiatry of all this that is not dealing with health and vitality, illness and sickness, because of what the money is. You see, it's not like how many people are working in a job that's based on the pain and suffering of others, and they therefore don't want people to get well or have more because they won't have any money or any power or prestige, success, because we've got to avoid future failure. I have to protect this body. See, most people, that's all you're doing is maintaining the body for 5 sense physical satisfaction when you can have divine sense gratification. You can have that the fullness of your beingness wherever you are, because you're always right there. You're right here now. This is who you are. So the key isn't that you have to get better. You're going to make the world a better place. You're going to do this is a racket just to get you. You're going to be You're evolving. No, that's not true. You can't get something from nothing. If you don't have it, you can't get it. Because it's a quality of beingness. You already have it all, you see. It is not it out there. That's an it. Information technology, blah, 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 blah. It is not it. You are that. That's who you are. So, and I look at what my work is always about you. And the whole thing, and when we invest in ourselves, and I realize I've used millions of dollars really, and dollar money and all of this really as an investment in helping myself and others to attain that full acknowledgement of the freedom, the liberation that we already have of who we really are. And to actually attain that is the work. And the thing is, we're living in this realm, in the environment and so that is always, or what's coming into us through communication systems and such, is for you to forget who you really are and to succumb to that fear of failure, of death, when you're an eternal being and you cannot die. And the more you use your resources to learn, to study, to participate, to apply, to practice, to bring forth who you are. See, most people, they'll get to a certain level and that's about it. They can't take anymore. Because, and they know the truth, but they don't want to admit it and they don't want to deal with it. And oftentimes it's that attachment. If you want to know who controls your life at one level, it's in a sense who is really controlling your money. Because that appears as if it's God that will give you permission to do and be who you are. When you look and know who you are, no one's controlling you by money or by promises or by anything, because control is a control. And con is also means with and against. And a carnival racketeer, you see, controller, a troller. You don't need that. And when we start taking apart the whole apparatus that has enslaved you and humanity and all of us who have been operating and actually fueling this realm, it's not really difficult. Yet the difficulty is that ownership of who you are and staying focused in knowledge and truth of who you really are, rather than allowing the thoughts of the mind, the sounds, the words, the meanings to control us. And it's not in your favor. You're already evolved. There's nothing missing. You can do anything you want. You say, well, how could I play the piano? Well, start playing. Everybody start. I remember I used to think, well, if I could really just get the attitude, I could play. So then people want a program that goes into the brain. So all of a sudden it programs the brain, you can play the piano. Well, that's okay, fine. You could do that if you want to do. I don't know. Is that what you want to do? That's fine. But I don't really want people tampering with me or with the body, and as little as possible, but it is happening. So the real work is to really be the disciple. And it's the discipline where you want the knowledge and then the application. And then you have to then judge everything determined by how does it feel here, not to how does it think, how does it fit your standard, what's your judgment of how they should be living and what they should be doing to be like you, Because people wanted to have everybody duplicate them, live in the kind of house I live in, or what I think I should be living in, drive the kind of car that I think you should have or I should have, and you should keep it the way I want it to be and you want it to be. And so this is what people are doing. They're draining their life force with pettiness, you see. And they can never go beyond that, because they would have to give up the lies and the desire to control and dominate someone else for their pleasure at the expense of the other.